Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brandy and I am the owner and creator of Boundless Treasures Boutique. Today we are going to be making this cute topper. I had a lot of questions from a previous video asking to do a tutorial on this, so I thought, what a great idea. Here is a perfect opportunity for me to teach you guys something fun and new. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. I hope you enjoy, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means the world to me when you all do. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. So to start the topper, we are going to need a coaster mold. I have my mold already done, but I'm going to walk you through that. You're going to need the coaster. You're going to need some small magnets, some ice figures from Amazon, some cute little flamingos or whatever toppers you are using. You are going to need some UV resin, a UV light, and then, of course, a top to put it on. So to start, what I did to get my coaster mold is I actually just used some leftover epoxy. I like to reduce waste wherever I can, and this is a perfect way to do that. I poured about 10 mLs into my mold and allowed that to sit and cure for 24 hours, and then it was ready to demold. Now, the magnets that I used, I will link them below. I did get two different sizes. The first size that I got was way too small. So I did have to come back and buy a second set of magnets. I got them off Amazon. Like I said, I will definitely make sure to link them below. But the size I got was the 8x2 millimeter. I'm going to then be using my UV resin. I also got this off of Amazon. It is from CC DIY, so you can get it from their shop or Amazon as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to put UV resin on your topper itself. You can also put it on the magnet, and then you are going to find the best placement for your coaster mold. The way that I found the best placement for my coaster is I actually put it on the topper itself. This allowed me just to make sure that I had space for the straw. Another thing that you could do that would be helpful is to actually put your straw in the lid of the cup itself. And then put your coaster mold there just and mark off where you want with either a Sharpie, a water-based paint, anything like that. It's not really going to make that big of a difference because you won't be able to see it once you put your magnet and UV resin on. I do put both of them on at the same time. This way I don't lose them. And then I am literally just eyeballing it to make sure that I place my second one as close to the same area as I possibly can. Now, I used my tweezers here. This was a horrible idea. My tweezers are metal. These are magnets. I'm sure you can do the math. And so they just kind of hopped all over the place, and I finally gave in and said, "Oh, you silly goose, what have you done?" So I placed the magnets by hand eventually, and that worked significantly better. So don't use your tweezers unless they're plastic, something like that. It just won't work out as well as you think. So I let these cure in the UV light for a full cycle. My UV light I got from a Quack Pack from the glitter guy right as they were launching their UV resin. So it doesn't have a timer or anything on there like that. But if you were timing it, I would do it for about 120 seconds if your UV lamp has a timer. Now, while that's going through, you are going to want to make sure that you get your ice cubes and your little mini flamingo figurines ready to go. I decided to use 2 flamingos for this particular topper. I got them on Amazon. It was a 16-piece mini flamingo miniature figurine for a miniature garden. And I'll be sure to link those for you guys as well. And then the ice that I used was also from a Amazon pack, but I got that with a limes and lemon and orange pack because fruit toppers have been huge in my store lately. So once I got that all situated, it is time to go in and add my coaster mold. So you will see here that I did it wasn't even. So I wanted to show you how I rectified this. Because the UV hasn't had its full cure time with the light, I just went in with my craft knife and I popped both of them off. What I will tell you is please be careful. Craft knives are sharp. And I don't want any of you guys cutting or poking yourself. But that is how I rectified that problem. I just popped them off and then I went back, found a better placement for my topper. This way my magnets actually touched my coaster. Where I had put them originally, it was just too high and my coaster didn't reach the second magnet. So just be mindful of that. One thing that I would do, and that I would recommend is just making sure I would, put your first set of magnet down and then put that where you want before without UV resin, and then come in and put your coaster mold on top of that just to make sure that it touches. That's what I did the second go round. I should have done it the first go round. This is not my first topper, so I'm not really sure what I was thinking. So I went through that process all over again for both. But once you get all of your magnets down on the top itself, from there, what I do is I just put the UV resin on top of the top magnet. And then I put my coaster mold on top of that. I hold it into place and then I let my UV lamp go through its full cycles. And what I'll tell you is for your toppers, there are so many cute things that you can get. I found this 60-piece simulation chocolate resin pieces. I also have candy canes and artificial miniature succulents. I have coffee beans. I literally popcorn, cherries, fruits, flamingos. I have seashells. There's so many things that you can do with these toppers, you guys. Sky's the limit. I would just be mindful of the size of I don't want to call them miniatures because not all of them are miniatures, but I would just be mindful of the size of whatever you're purchasing. So just make sure that you look at that. Actually, if you go into your crushed ice or fake plastic fruit, there will be so many things that you can find through Amazon and for very reasonable price. You can also look up what was the other one? I looked up mini uh, figures for a mini garden. Um, and that had so many cute, cute. And you'll see like it'll be a fairy garden, but they've got so many cute little things that you can literally take and turn into toppers. So it just depends on whatever your theme of your cup is. This particular one was flamingos, so that's where we went with that. But I found these really cute glow in the dark ones also. So Halloween. Anyways, more to come on that. There's a little teaser for you. So anywho, once you get your coaster put on, then the fun part begins. You get to start placing your items that are going on your topper to create your topper. So again, I found these miniature figurines on Amazon. I'll link them below. They're so cute. It's little flamingos. And then the ice, I also found on Amazon, but you can also go to your nearest Michael's store and they have vase filler. That is what I used for my very first topper, and that works incredible. I just found it to be more cost effective on Amazon versus the vase filler, because the vase filler is just a small little container of what you'll use for your ice. But both of them work just as good. They are both really great quality. There also, while I'm thinking about it, there are some crafters that actually will put epoxy resin over their topper, like the toppers when they're done. My personal preference is not to. But again, that is definitely 100% a personal preference. A lot of crafters will do it to make the cleaning process of the topper easier. And also as a preventative for like mold or anything like that. I have not found in any of my toppers that, one, there's really a huge need to wash them. But in the event I need to, if I just place them upside down, that would prevent any potential molding while it air dries as well. So that's why I choose not to. Okay, I think we are good. What you'll also see here is I am flipping it upside down. This will ensure that I get a full cure on both sides of not just my lid, but my coaster mold itself. So from here, we're going to start with the flamingos. Now, I wanted my flamingos to be the fixture that hid the magnets. They didn't need to be. I just thought that it would look better if those magnets weren't super apparent, because this is a clear topper. So I just put a little bit of my UV resin on the bottom of my flamingo, and you'll see here I'm fiddling. I'm just trying to hold it in place. I'm also trying to figure out what is the best way to use my light to cure this. And so what you'll notice is that I actually flip my light upside down and I cure it from the bottom up. And the reason that I do that is the flamingo itself is opaque. So the UV lights aren't going to cure the resin as well, because it doesn't penetrate the opaque figurine. So that is why I am doing that, is just to ensure that I have got a good secure mold. You'll see I pulled the other figurine off camera. I'm applying the UV resin off camera because I don't want the light to impact it. The light will start the curing process. So I want to be sure that I have enough time to get this little guy onto my topper and have it cure. Now, once I get those both in place, now I get to start placing and building my ice. Now, the first thing I will tell you is you can build these up as high as you want. I did one layer all around just to cover the base, and then I built it up another layer kind of in the middle portions of my flamingos. But again, that is all personal preference. That is just how I chose to go about building my my ice cubes up for this topper. So again, you can build it up as high as you want to. But from there, really all we're doing is we're just kind of playing Tetris and figuring out which pieces fit where. And you'll see like I kind of go back and forth and I move them around a little bit. Again, where you place them is all personal preference. I just really, really wanted to be sure that they were covering that entire portion of the coaster, but also not going over the edge too much, because then you couldn't put your coaster on your topper or on your lid. And then we just let that cure, and we're going to continue that process for the remainder of the video. So with that, I will meet you back here once we are all done. All right, and that is the last bit of this topper. I just love how this one came out. It was super, super cute. But I would love to know what you guys think, so drop it in the comments. Also, if you guys decide to create your own topper, I'd love it if you tag me. I'd love to see what you create. But with that, I will see you guys next week.